I'd love for you to share a little bit about how you got into leading worship in the first place.
So music in general has just always kind of been a part of who I am. As far as worship music and leading worship, it really didn't come about in my life until college. I had the opportunity to go to New Orleans to help with Katrina relief in 2007. And I remember walking and being out on a balcony and having this moment for the first time with Jesus on that trip. And the very next day we were able to go, and I had the opportunity to help lead worship for the very first time. And a buddy of mine had a guitar, and then we had a djembe, the African drum there downstairs, played worship music, and immediately knew that was the gift that God had given me to project to do for Him and to serve for Him.
What communicated to you, this is who God made me to be?
There's always a connection to music if you just enjoy what you're doing, So there was always just this happiness, this joy that came with music. But with worship music, and when I first started playing, there was a different connection there. It wasn't a joy of just like, for me, it wasn't like, oh, I'm super happy right now. It was like, nah, there's something bigger here. There's a power here that's way stronger, and it's taking me over.
Am I hearing right that you met Jesus one day and the next day discovered your calling?
Yeah, it was pretty quick. When you hear the Word of God, when you hear that He's wanting you to do something that you are meant to be doing at that time, there's no question about it.
Awesome.
And so it was very instant for me. My job as a worship leader is very simple, actually. I'm creating unity in the room to do just that, to worship Jesus, and to take the focus off of everything else in life, to maybe take that moment and say, you know what, everything else in life right now, there's a lot of things going on, but in this moment, I'm going to focus on Jesus and in the presence that's already here in this room. To me, the whole point of being a worship leader is to magnify the Spirit, and to do it well enough to where you create a freedom in the room to magnify the Spirit that's already present in the room. We sing a lot of songs about welcoming in the Spirit and about making the room feel comfortable with the Spirit being, but the Spirit's already there. And my job is just to magnify that and to say, listen, the presence is here, and we can feel comfortable in this place together. We can have freedom in that together. And as a worship leader, if that's being created in unity in the room, then that's all that God really wants me to be there for.
Why do you feel like God has called you to this church?
The first time we visited here, we were met at the door by Sean Robinson in his robe, because he was speaking that day, and showed us the church. And then 10 minutes later, he was up on stage giving his sermon for the day. And before we even started here, my wife had a dream about this church. There was a connection that immediately met us at the door. So Peachtree City has just become home for us. You can tell that there is a love for Christ here. It makes us want to serve. Our love for the Lord in this church is it's unmatched from what I've seen in other places, and I love it.